Go download my free legato course right now and learn to play fast in the fastest way possible. Hey! So, what is this video about? It's about something extremely important that I was so lucky to have in my life when I was building the majority of my skills. I was trained in this. And you can train yourself to do this as well, even though I had an advantage that made it easy for me when I was a kid. I started playing guitar when I was 10. I had a teacher for a couple of years, playing campfire chords and classical music. And then I watched Paul Gilbert's first instructional video on VHS tape, imported from the US. Took forever to get that tape from the US to Denmark. And then all hell broke loose, basically. I saw that video and thought, this is the mission of my life. I want to learn to play like that. And so I did. But why did I do it? Why did I get that far? So I can actually say that the few things I wanted to learn, I went all the way. And it was like through hell, basically, because I had to fight my own psychology all the way. It's basically pretty easy to get to that place, that Paul Gilbert place of total accuracy and those amazing skills. Everybody's able to do it. But what holds us back is this one. It's all the trouble we get from ourselves in the process. Because I could devise pretty simple things for you to do. And then just follow the recipe and keep doing that for a specific period of time. And then you would get to that place. The path is simple. Once you know it, you can follow it and get the result. But what keeps you back and what keeps pushing you out of that path and to another place and keeps holding you back is yourself, is all those thoughts about, oh, maybe I can't do it, maybe I don't have the talent, yeah, I don't feel enough motivation, I should have more self-discipline, I should practice more, I should hold my pick in a different way, I wonder what's wrong here, I should be progressing more, maybe I'm blah, 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 right? But so what was my advantage? My advantage was my dad, who told me every single time that I came to him and said, well, I've been practicing a lot these days and I still don't have the results I want. So maybe I don't have the talent. Maybe, I just don't have what it takes. That was the notion every time. And he always said, that's just bogus. Why are you even telling me this? You just need to practice more or find a better way of practicing. You just need to find the way. If you keep at it, you will absolutely get to where you want to go. And I just believed he was God back then, right? It was my father, right? So I just believed him. And so I went back and I practiced. He was able to kill that notion that I couldn't do it, that I didn't have the talent or the ability to learn it. And then I just looked for new answers. That's why I'm here today. So thank you, Dad. But it's really amazing how that one little thing, because what happens is you start practicing, and in the beginning you get pretty good results if you fight for it, right? When you start pick up the guitar the first time, then you start, and there's progress to make, right? You learn 2 chords and you can play 10 songs. Learn another one, you can play 30 songs, right? With 3 chords, and you keep on like that. But then if you want to reach the highest place of technical skill, then you really need to amp up when it comes to this one, because as you try or fight to become a musician rather than just a guy who can play chords and songs, but you really want to get to the place where you practice the skill of playing chords, the skill of strumming, the skill of picking, the skill of playing solos, the skill of developing your technique to the highest place. Once you do that, there will be longer between your effort and when you get the result, right? You can practice a short solo or a lick, right? Over and over and get a pretty cool result pretty quickly because you can play something that sounds like music. But if you want to develop your improvisational skills, real soloing skills, like a craftsman, then you need to practice sequences. Or, right? Over and over and over again. So, but that's not music. That's not, that's not pretty, it's... That's much cooler, right? And much faster to achieve in some form, right? But so you start practicing stuff that takes longer to practice and master. But that's what creates that craftsmanship in you, where you become a musician, a real guitarist who can play music, compose even, play solos, and build riffs and all of these things, right? But it takes longer. So once it takes longer, You either have to be more patient, or you have to just, put more effort in and be totally aware of how long it takes, and then just do it, right? Because you want that result so badly that you're just willing to do it. It's no problem. You don't feel bored even. You just feel, I'm building my own Christmas presents here, right? I know that if I do this enough, I will become, good at that level. But in that process, the brain is going to sabotage you all the time. Not because you're stupid, because the brain doesn't like to spend resources on something that you don't get rewarded for. So whenever it looks like you're spending a lot of resources, a lot of energy on something, an activity, and you don't see results right away, it's going to say, maybe we don't have the talent. Maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe you just don't have the self-discipline or the willpower or the practice time. Maybe you got too many other things going on in your blah, 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 blah. And most people don't have a father, an authoritative figure that you believe in almost blindly. You don't have that figure who can tell you, shut up and just keep at it. Find a better way. It's not you. Everybody has these same challenges. Just conquer them. And then the total unwillingness to go into all of that, well, maybe, and I'm frustrated, you can do it. You can do it. Just go back, learn it, practice it, more focus, more concentration, find the principles that work like we've been talking about in the previous 3 videos now, right? But you need to, on a psychological basis, to have that in and come to your own aid once you get these thoughts. Because what happens is, if you listen to them, you pull back in 2 different areas. You pull back from the amount of passion you feel, because suddenly it doesn't seem that probable that you will get to your goal, because you listen to those voices that say you can't do it. So it doesn't become that probable. So the passion kind of wanes a little bit, and the excitement, and then you don't practice as much, and then suddenly what used to be a passion becomes a hobby, right? Becomes something that you do and it feels good, but it's right? It's not like burning desire to go to the highest level. That dissipates and goes away. So you have to really be very aware. That's the cure for this. You have to be alert and aware and question those thoughts that come up that says, you can't do it, maybe I don't have the talent, and then watch this video again. One of the other videos where I'm shouting at you about these simple principles. Because we can believe anything. We want to believe it. It's the same thing as, wanting to lose weight, and then you're tempted by the cake. Because the body's like a small child. It doesn't understand the workings of modern refined sugar, right? And it says, oh, there's so much energy in there. It's so sweet. Eat it. It's good for you. That's what the body thinks, because sweet things used to be good, right? Fruit. But now we created these abominations of food that just is bad for you, but they're so good, right? So the body says, oh, I want that. And you give into it and you eat it and you feel like crap afterwards, right? The same thing goes here, that the brain doesn't know what you're doing. It's not built to build amazing guitar skills, or so it is if you modify it a little bit. So when it comes and says, oh, just give in, relax, listen to me. Listen to the voices of mediocrity. Give up. Just pull back, relax. You don't have to go for it, right? And if you listen to that, it's the exact same thing. It seems like a good idea, and the urges in the body seems real, right? But you have to say, hey, snap out of it. There's absolutely no reason I can't achieve this, and even if I try it 1,000 times, with this new information, with this new strategy, I will prevail, right? And then you're at it again, running across the field with the flag above your head, right? Relentlessly willing to be enthusiastic, relentlessly willing to be passionate again, to believe again. Because the day you're not, you'll lose everything. So I hope this makes sense to you, this conversation. So how do you remember a thing like this? Well, you have to act on it right now. Otherwise, he's right. Yeah, totally. I did that 1,000 times in the past. And maybe I should reinvigorate my passion for this, right? But how do you remember to do that? You have to do something. You have to make this, send yourself an email or create a recurring event in your calendar that pops up every day, right? Write it on a Post-it note. Write it on the wall with a big marker, right? The white wall in your home, and then you can't, it's there until you take it away with paint. That's a pretty good idea, actually. Never thought of that. So make sure you remember this, and make sure you click the link below here and go check out our new program, and free program, and subscribe to this channel, and go to Instagram and sign up there as well, right? And then I hope to see you in some other video or in the program on our website right now if you're not already there and watching this video on the page. Hope to see you in another video. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.